Tim, at your end that is either changing the way you assist or work with customers to kind of help them further mitigate issues that might come up from changing regulations?
So as of right now, we have some clients that are specifically in the call center space. And really how we've changed and what we've started to do is just help them identify how that phone number, if it's attached to that person or not. Because again, you want to make sure you don't have those TCPA violations. It does become tricky though, which is why it's important to have a dual layer, which is why Rich and I are doing this webinar together. Because from a data perspective, if you have someone who enters in the phone number, enters in the email, and it does belong to, James Hansen, if you still call that phone number, that isn't that TCPA violation. And so what you want to do is have that extra layer of being able to help identify, where that is coming from. But then having those additional layers where we can do things like tie that phone number to an email so that okay, is it likely that a human would have known this? You're just decreasing that risk. Is it still possible? Absolutely. But what we've also seen with the changes that have happened in TCPA, where you've now got to get them to actually do a single opt-in or a direct opt-in versus the opt-in of a blanket, where you can now go to a website, like let's say you're doing an insurance form and you say, hey, I want to get as many quotes from as many insurance companies as possible. And then that affiliate or that lead gen person will then push it out to as many as they can, and they resell it over and over and over. You're now getting more of a one-to-one. Of course, we're going to see some loopholes. We're going to see people try to jump through it. And it's just all normal. It's just part of the evolution of how things are going to happen. But how we are trying to help mitigate that is just simply helping companies identify when that phone number comes in, does it belong to that individual? And then is it tied to any other data that they provided so that you know that it's most likely that person who's entering it all in? Is it tied to the IP address? Is it tied to the email, the phone number? Is it all lining up so that you get a real ID kind of score to identify if that person is legit? Because if you get the IP address and it's coming from India or it's coming from Pakistan, but the person lives in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, most likely that's not who it is.